So baby, I just got done watching the new movie Priscilla. I just got done watching Priscilla, directed by Sofia Coppola, and here is my honest review. Spoilers ahead. So Priscilla follows the story of Priscilla Presley. If you don't know who Priscilla Presley is, it's basically Elvis Presley's ex-wife. If you don't know who Elvis Presley is, what are you doing? Everyone knows Elvie. Come on. So this film starts off with a younger version of Priscilla. She's 14, meeting Elvis Presley at a party. After a friend of Elvis is like, hey, I know Elvis Presley, come to a party. Which, honestly, I don't know if that's actually how it happened. I actually haven't researched after watching this film, but if it did, that's pretty crazy. Like, she got picked and she was the lucky one. So after that, she gets a phone call saying Elvis wants her to come back again. So she goes back once again, and this time Elvis actually makes a move and gives her a little peck on the lips, and ultimately this results in their relationship starting to kindle. So Elvis then flies home after the army, goes back to Memphis, back to his house in Graceland, which I wish I could go there one day. One day, guys, I will be going to Graceland and vlogging it. You best believe that. And then after a while, Priscilla's like, no Elvie, and it's 2 years before she actually hears back from Elvis, which honestly, it's crazy. And mind you, this is all based on Priscilla's truth and fact, so it could have gone a different way in Elvis's head, but this is how Priscilla has pitched it and how she has told her side of how they met and stuff. Eventually Elvis rings her up and says, oh baby, I've been so busy, but I miss you. And she actually goes to Graceland, stays with Elvis for a couple of days, goes to Las Vegas, has a bit of fun, and then she goes back home, and Elvis is like, nah, I want you to come and live with me. So they arrange it. She goes and lives with Elvis in Graceland, and you can see she gets very bored, being this 16-year-old girl. She's still in school, just enrolled at Memphis, and she's just alone because Elvis was always out. At this stage, he was making his movies in his career, and yeah, Elvis was out and about and rarely got to see Priscilla. And when he did, he was a little bit passionate with her. Never actually had funkies with her though until they got married. She was 21 when they got married, and then she had a little Lisa Marie. Rest in peace, baby. At 22, so the first time they ever had sex, they conceived Lisa Marie, which is kind of crazy to think about. Eventually, what happens is, Elvis is just too much at this point, doing his drugs and just alcohol, funking around with other women because he's Elvis Presley, alright, he's rock and roll king, and in the end, she's just like, nah, see you later, Elvis. She drives off, goes through the gates of Graceland, and we hear, and I will always love you. Because you know what? Priscilla and Elvis really loved each other till the day that he died. So that's the basic plot. It's not really a lot to break down in the plot. It's just the story of Priscilla and Elvis, and I guess their more private moments together. So Kaylee Spaney actually plays our Priscilla Presley in this film, and she does a really good job, starting off as this 14-year-old girl and working her way up to being 22. You can really see the changes she does as an actor to prove that and to sell that point, which I think is fantastic. Honestly, I didn't really have much bad things to say about Kaylee Spaney as Priscilla. She done a fantastic job. I can't complain. We have Jacob Elordi as our Elvis Presley in this film. And now I know a lot of people are going to be like, he looks nothing like Elvis, but I think we have to remember that this is a Priscilla film, not an Elvis film. We've already got our Elvis film with Austin Butler. Fantastic job. But Jacob Elordi does a fantastic job still as Elvis Presley. When he's younger, it doesn't really look too much like him, but the older he gets, he starts getting the chops in. He starts getting his leather jacket, when he has the 68 comeback special. And I kind of think I personally could see a little bit of Elvis through that. There was one part where they were taking the iconic photo of Elvis in his blue suit with the cane, Priscilla next to him with Lisa Marie on his lap. And I could kind of see a little bit of that. I was like, all right, you're cooking a little bit. But still, it was a Priscilla film. Hence why we didn't get a very, accurate looking version of Elvis. But it is hard. Not many people can imitate the king. Well, thank you very much, baby. But apart from that, the acting wasn't too bad in this film. So the pacing of this film, honestly, this is pretty average. At times, I felt like I was just watching a repeat of the scene before. Something that I noticed a lot in this film was there a lot of establishing close-up shots of things. We had a lot of shots of parts of the house, of the Graceland house, to establish the scene. I was like, this is probably overkill a little bit. Get shots where Priscilla was just, walking around the house, waiting for Elvis to come back because she couldn't do anything. She couldn't leave Graceland. She couldn't be seen out in public. So, I mean, I felt sorry for her at times, but overall, the pacing, I'd put it at pretty average. So, all in all, a Priscilla film about Priscilla Presley. It was needed, I guess you could say. Now, I've heard a lot of people saying they convey Elvis as this monster. Now, personally, I don't think that's true at all, because at the end of the day, deep down, he did love Priscilla, and yeah, he was sleeping with other women and stuff. He was a rock and roll king. That was Elvis Presley for you. His whole like mojo was singing, drugs, partying, funking with women. You know, like that was Elvis Presley for you. You know, but I think deep down he loved Priscilla. And I know Priscilla said that she loved him to the end. Honestly, this is a really good film. Especially from a smaller budget film, a $20 million budget film. I think they've really pushed their limits here and they got a lot out of it. For Priscilla, I'm probably going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Definitely recommend this one to be watching the movies, especially if you are an Elvis fan. I know I went to go see this one with my nonna, and she found it really interesting. And I was like, yeah, I found it interesting too, how Elvis was like that as a person, I guess. But then again, it is Elvis Presley. But apart from that, be kind, love one another. Comment down below if you have seen Priscilla yet and what you thought of it. Make sure you guys have the subscribe button turned on, post notifications, share the video, like it, do everything you can to support us out. Ciao.